In this tutorial, I'm going to take you through the process of actually downloading the remote sense data from the USGS Explorer website. Having registered and of course confirmed your registration with Explorer, go back to your search window and type in Explorer. Go back to the web page, and now that you're in the web page, click login. This page where you now go through the login process is loaded. Ideally, you will have to fill in your username and password, but mine is there automatically, so I just click sign in. Having signed in, it takes me directly to the web page of EarthExplorer, the online directory. So here, this is the map window, whereas this is where I define the parameters and the remote sense data that I'm actually looking for. Now, this is just the default view it gives you whenever you actually log in, but this is just a part of the United States of America. If you zoom out, this is the zoom in. The zoom in is this. The zoom out is this. So you want to zoom out. Of course, if you zoom in, you get more details about the goings on in the United States of America, or you're interested in Nigeria at the moment. So you zoom out until you get to the US. Now you can see America, North America. Hold as normal, click on the map window, hold, drag until Africa is within the center of the window. Now zoom in until you get to Nigeria. Nigeria is going upwards. Hold again, drag to the center. Zoom in, and now this is Nigeria. You can zoom out to get a full view. Now you can zoom in. The more you zoom in, the more details you see on the ground. I'm interested in getting a map, remote sense data of Anambra State as a whole, or just part of Anambra State. You might be interested in Bauchi State or Borno State or Abuja. Wherever you're interested in zooming towards that particular location. This is Abuja here. So if I zoom into this region, then I'm looking for something on Abuja. This is Sokoto State. Zamfara State should be around here. Kano State, Katsina within this area, Kaduna State, Borno State. So if you know the particular section that you're looking for, zoom in towards that direction, but I'm looking for data on Anambra State, so I'll zoom in towards this region. So, hold, drag up. I can already see the map of Anambra State here, showing up with some details cropping up. Center, zoom in further. Now you can see it's gone beyond. Now you can see that it's not just the boundary of Anambra. You can also see the boundary of the local government showing up within the map window. Zoom out so that I get the entire Anambra State within the view. So if I'm interested in maybe a particular local government in Anambra State, I'll keep zooming in. Let's say I'm interested in Njikoka. This is Njikoka here. Then it means I'll keep zooming in until now this is Njikoka. You can see that there are lots of details showing up. I can zoom in further. Now you can see that you can already see roads. This is a roadway. This is a bare area. This region is probably forested. This region is probably forested. This region probably forested, but of course this is a built-up area. You can zoom in further to see what's happening on ground there. Like I said, it's a built up area. You can see buildings now. Interspace between those buildings, you see some mildly forested regions. You can see trees there. Zoom in further. You can see there's a reddish building, or pinkish building rather. That's the rooftop. This is a forested area. These are roadways within a town, more or less. This area is more bare. So basically, this is an urban setting, or at least a settlement, human settlement. Njikoka is somewhat densely populated anyway, unlike some other regions that are more sparsely populated. Like this region, which is Anambra West, is less densely populated. Even I am here is less densely populated. But then I'm digressing. So Anambra is what I'm interested in. Now let's say I need data for the whole of Anambra State. So in the map view window, I already have the data, but I still need to define the region within which I'm interested in. So now let's talk about the definition of the kind of data I'm looking for. Say one here, enter search criteria. So to narrow down what you're looking for, you talk about maybe what are the criteria you want to use to maybe limit the amount of data that would be made available to you. Now select a geocoding method. That is to say, how do you delimit the regions you're interested in? So you said feature, GNIS. If you click on this arrow, address, places, parts, row. Let me leave it at GNIS for now. Now, if you scroll down, search limits, US features. Nope, I'm not interested in US features. I'm interested in world features. Click on the world features. Feature name. Not interested in that. Now country, all countries, not necessarily. Nigeria. Scroll down until you find Nigeria. Yeah, I'm interested in Nigeria specifically. Feature class. What feature class are you looking for? Administrative boundary features, hydrographic features, area, population, all of this, let me leave it at all to avoid cutting down on some things. Feature type, the only available option there is also, you leave it at that. Now, in this region, I talked about how do you delimit the area of interest. So you use a polygon, you use a circle, you use a predetermined area. You use a predetermined area, then you have to load a shapefile. So you click here, add shapefile, and then United States, not United States, Alabama, no. World area is what you're interested in, but apparently it looks like you can only use the add shape for the US because it's not activating the world area. But normally that's not what I would use at the moment, so you close that. Now I need a polygon I need to use a polygon to delimit my area of interest. So having selected the polygon, then I can click on several points within this map window. Once I click, you'll notice that a coordinate will be stated here. The number of times I click, defining several points, the more coordinates you see within this area. So let's start because I want to box in Anambra State. So one, you can already see that one coordinate is already there. This is latitude and this is longitude. Click on the second. Like I said, I want to capture the whole of Anambra State. Click on a third. Click on a fourth. You can click this and move it. So you can move as suits your needs. So I have already defined more like a square. Not a square per se, but a rough rectangle. But the bottom line is that it captures the entire region and then some other extra region just outside of Anambra State. And all those points have been defined here. So what is the range of data that I'm looking for? Data range. You can talk about cloud cover, then search results, but then what is the data range which is already selected? I can select cloud cover and then search results, but for the data range, what is not data range per se, this is date range rather. You can see that clearly. So for the date range, let's say if I'm looking to study land cover, monitor land cover change over the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years, then it means I'll have to start from that 20, 30, 40 years prior up until the present moment. So that means the start from and then to, which is the present. Now, on the other hand, I might still want to select specific months between 40 years prior till now. I can define by month, day, and year. The month should be two numbers, which is 0, 1, 1, 0 as in 10. The day should be 2 digits. The year should be 4 digits. Now, let's say I decide to look for data ranging from, let's say, 2000. Let's say 2000, 2000. Let's start from 2000. For instance, till dates. So that means, let me say, January is 01 slash 1st of January 01 slash 2000. That's the start date. So the end date, let's say I'm looking to end the search by 2021. So December 2021, for instance, that means the month should be 12 slash December is 31 days, 31 slash 2021. So this is the year. So I've defined the year in terms of the span of the time, the year from the beginning till the end year. So that means I won't get data for this year, which is 2022. Now, if I need data for all months, any month, the months don't matter, then I'll leave the search months at all. But let's say I need data only for January. Let's say I know that for southeastern Nigeria, where you have lots of cloud cover issues, during the dry season you have less cloud cover, which means you have clearer images. That means I might take data from from December through April. Subsequently, you have more cloud cover. So that means I can select all months which is already selected. You can see January is ticked. Say I want only dry season periods. So that means the rainy season commences effectively by April, but April is still sparing. But May is rainy, June is rainy, August is rainy, with a short break. September rainy, October rainy, November somewhat rainy, but of course then the rains are already receding. So let's say I need data from November, December, January, February, March, and April. Now once I've deselected, you can now see it's January, February, March, April, then November, December. That's what you see here. How did I do that? I deselected specific months. So once the tick, that this blue shows that it's still selected, so it will give me data for January, February, March, April, none for May, none for June, none for July, September, October. Then it will give me data for November and December. Well, in this case, I might, so it depends on your choice and what you're looking for. If it's to monitor variation in ground cover or variation in farm density, then it means I need data for the rainy season because of course the farms are mostly rainy season and inclined with little irrigation going on. So it means I have to get data specific to the rainy season. But let me take all for now. To get all, just click on this box in front of all. It will highlight all of them automatically, like you can see now. Now, having defined the date range, check cloud cover. Click cloud cover. Usually for satellite imageries, cloud cover can be acceptable for if it's less than 10%. Above 10% cloud cover, and you run into a whole lot of issues. So, but the issue is that if you make 10% the maximum cloud cover you are willing to accept, then the number of images you get will decrease drastically. If there are 1,000 images available, you might end up having less than 100 or 100 and something images without cloud cover, with 10% cloud cover. All the others, some might even have 70, 90% cloud cover, depending on the period within the year during which the images were collected. So, but the ideal cloud cover is usually 10%. So define cloud cover 0 to 100, nope. So you move this until it gets to what you're looking for. Just leave this section, drag from this point down until you get to 10%. This is 10% cloud cover. So that's what you're looking for. Now that means you've already defined your focal area. As you can see, the moment I zoomed out, you can already see that there is a delimitation of the region around Anambra State. I might want to bring this closer since it seems as if it's too slanted out. I can still hold this, drag in a bit. So once you zoom in or out, it automatically affects the change in the coverage that you're interested in. So having defined that and defined the date range and the cloud cover, click on results options. When you click on results options, you might not need to click on the search at the moment. So you've taken care of one step, which is of course the search criteria. What about the data set you're interested in? Search criteria is this one that deals with everything you've set already here. Now define the data sets. So which data are you looking for? Are you looking for aerial imagery, AVHRR, GEOS legacy data? Well, commercial satellites, I don't have money, so I'm not going commercial. Declassified data, data election model, definitely we need this because we have to use that in the course of delineating our terrain for the terrain analysis. So here we have different data, which defines, of course, the elevation. We'll use SRTM here. So this is SRTM, whereas this one's here other kinds of data. Well, we might also use SAR Alaska. So to download that, you can click in front of the data you are talking about here. Once you click in front, click on this box here, select it. So it will give you data related to SAR Alaska. Now, SRTM, you're interested in that. You're not interested in the TB then, EDNA. So ignore those ones. You select that. Of course, you select SRTM. SRTM, you have to define the one you want. There are different classes there. You have SRTM 1 arc-second global, which is what you collect, you take. Click in front of that. It's selected. Then SRTM non-void field, SRTM void field, SRTM water body data. Well, you might want to get that. Let's just get that and see what it looks like. I haven't downloaded that before. So now you have this, and this in terms of the elevation data selected. Now these are the things we'll use. We'll just use DAM in the course of this course, but you may also want to see how you can download satellite imagery. You have Landsat satellite imagery. This is Landsat. Once you click on this plus sign in front, behind the Landsat, it will give you data from various Landsat launches. This is Landsat collection level 2, level 3 science products. If you click on the plus, it gives you more information on what you have there. I'm not interested in downloading Landsat today. Now you have Landsat collection 2, level 2, Landsat collection 2, level 1, Landsat legacy data. This is old data on Landsat. There you have MSS 1 to 5. So depending on what you want, click on the plus and then view. This is Landsat 8 to 9, Landsat 7, Landsat 4 to 5. But like I said, in today's tutorial, I'm not going to download Landsat products. I'm just going to focus on the data election model. Now, once you close that, also another good source, much higher resolution than the Landsat. Landsat has basically the best resolution. You have a Landsat is about 30 meters resolution. For Sentinel, you have up to 10-meter resolution. You only have Sentinel 2 data here, so if you need Sentinel, just click on this box here and you use Sentinel 2 data specifically. I'm not going to download that today. UAS is basically unmanned aerial vehicles, drone images. But of course, I don't think you get drone images for the entire world here. You get drone images for parts of the United States of America. And I'm not in US, and I'm not really interested in data on the US at the moment. Close that. Vegetation monitoring. You can still click on vegetation monitoring. There are different sets of data you can get from here. EMODIS NDVI, which talks about the greenness of the vegetation, or where you have land cover, different land cover types. High NDVI gives you forested areas. Median NDVI will give you greenish areas but not forested. Low NDVI basically tells you that the area is bare or is an urban setting. So you have those kind of data here. You have different NDVI data, phenology data. So that's about vegetation monitoring data sets there. Earth observation one. So you have lots and lots and lots of geographic data available here. But like I said, I'm not really very much interested in satellite images for this tutorial. I'm focused more on elevation data. So haven't selected all of that, just ones I need, which is basically three different kinds of elevation data. That means I'm virtually done with uh, the data itself. Then I need to define the additional criteria. Click on this. What other criteria do I want to kind of define? If you scroll down, there's not much to define here because if I had the satellite images, there will be much more things to define there. But what you should note is that before you define anything, whatever you are defining based on IFSA, Alaska. So once you click on that, you still have the second data sets and then the third. So you have different data sets here, but for the first one, which is Alaska, you define the additional criteria. Click on this plus entity ID. I have no use for that, so I won't define entity ID minus minus. Vendor, I have no use for vendor. DTM vendor, no. This and no. So basically, no need to define anything extra here. Select SRTM 1 arc second global. It's loading its requirements. Not much to define here too, but if it were satellite imagery, you have lots of things to define, at least much more than this. And then the third one, SRTM water body data. Nothing to define still, so I'm not going to define any extra thing here. So that's done. Go to results. Now, once you click on that, automatically when you click on the results, it now gives you the list of data for the region that you selected. Yeah, this enough. Now, these are the data that are available for the selected area, and of course, based on my settings. So there are just about 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 data available for that region. Now that you have this data, you want to kind of be able to view and see the coverage within the map window. So what you do is, once you click on this footprint, show footprints. Now it tells you this is the region that data covers. You can see it doesn't cover the entire state, it just covers a section of the state. If you click on the second, it covers another section of the state. Together, all four will cover Anambra State, the region of interest, and go beyond that region of interest. So it means to get data for Anambra State, elevation data for Anambra State, I need to download all four of these elevation data. Now, this footprints just gives you an outline of the area coverage of that of the data you're talking about within the map window. Now you can see that there's a change in a variation in color. This one is this, the blue for this, green, this one, and then ash colored this. Now, what if I want to see what the image or the elevation data looks like within that map window before I even begin the download? You can also do that. Show metadata. Once you click on this, it gives you an overview of the information on that data. If you click on this, it says download option. If you click on this, It adds it to the bulk file. This exclude scene. Well, apparently you can view with the current settings. You can view the elevation data within the screen. But of course, this takes care of what you need. So it just gives you an idea that these four products cover the entire area that you're interested in. So you want to download it. Now there are two ways to download. You can download directly from here. Once you click on this button here, you automatically begin to download the data, the first data there. If I click here, it gives me this option. Once I click download, it begins to download it. And I'll download it based on the fact that it's not so very large. A data, I'll click download. Trying to download the data in question. And now it's downloading a zip file containing that data. Once I close this, that means I've downloaded the first one. I can download the second one the same way, the third and the fourth. Now, what if I want to put all of these things I have, maybe I have maybe 50 different things that I want to download, but then I don't want to download all of them right now. I want to put them somewhere so that maybe tomorrow I wouldn't need to go through this process again. I'll just have to come back tomorrow, go to that place where I saved it, and then begin to talk about it. Then it means I have to add it to my my bulk download box. Once I click this, it's added to my bulk download. Once you scroll up, you notice that item in baskets 1. If I click on this again to exclude what is in basket now, item in basket 0. So once you click 1, there's now 1, 2, 3, 4. So scroll up and you find out that the item in basket right now is 4. So eventually, let me just download and then still do the same thing that I'm doing right now. Now you have Earth automation data here. Let me still download this one in a second. Wait for it to get there. Second is downloading. Close this. Click on the download button again for the third. Download. Close this. And then click the download button for the fourth, which is the last one. Download. So in this case, I didn't have to go through the protocol of trying to download later on. These things are quite small files. If I had gone for satellite images, one image might be much more than 1 gigabyte in size. Just one image. These are just 2 megabytes and all of that. So this is a very small data, so I can easily download that. But if I were to go for maybe a satellite image with 1.5 gig in size, with very slow network here, and then it won't finish today. I won't exhaust that today. I might have to target maybe the nights. At night, you have less people, most people are asleep, so there's less pressure on the network. So it's much faster then. So if I wanted to download something that heavy, I might go for maybe put them in the baskets and then target the download within a period where I expect that there will be less people online using the internet services so that I can easily do what I want to do. So once all of these are selected, for instance, since they are selected right now, I can now scroll down and say view items in the basket. Click on this, view items or view item baskets. Once you click on that, it brings out, it gives you another window. Once you scroll down, it tells you bulk download, 4 scenes available there. So those 4 different scenes, those are what you have here. So if you get to a point where you run into a hitch, click on this EarthExplorer. It will take you back to the parent page. This is this page where we're working from. Now, given this results already down, scroll down. Anyway, based on the fact that the data is not heavy, probably they won't really allow you to kind of get it batched in. You can still reorganize the data set and look for some extra data. Let me go back to additional criteria. No data sets. Now let's go to the search criteria. Let me see whether I can increase the number of, let's say, increase this to 1970. Let's see whether there's an extra set of data available from 1970 till now. And that's the only change I want to make. So you click results. Still the same set of data, no extra data added to the list. So it doesn't really matter what's, I think this data were all earlier than 1970. You can see this is 2002 data, it was taken in 2002. This one 2002, this 2002, and this 2002 too. So this data, the elevation data were all collected in 2002. If, let's say, let's play a game. Let's play a game. Let's select a Sentinel. And then, of course, since Sentinel is not run by the United States, so it's run by European Union, so you have to agree to their terms and conditions. Say, okay. So for Sentinel, you have to define some other additional criteria. Select Sentinel 2. And now you can see that there are lots of possible criteria you may have to define. ID, tile number, cloud cover. Click on this plus cloud cover. Like I said, I need less than 10% cloud cover for the Sentinel. Now if you say ID, anything on ID, not necessary. Tile number, not necessary. Orbit number, you can define something, but it's not necessary if you want to download that. Orbit direction, you have ascending, descending, all. Let's select all. Platform, for the platform you have Sentinel 2A and 2B. These are 2 Sentinel products. Well, whether it's A or B, wouldn't matter, so let's take both, anyone that shows up. Vendor products, no matter. Vendor tile, no matter. Image referencing, you have Y and U. Leave it as Y, which is automatically there. So having defined this additional criteria, go for results. Now you can see, you will note that you have much more than 4 now. You have, this is just purely Sentinel data. So with this Sentinel data, you have 10 at the moment here. You have about 40. Displaying 1 to 10. So you have 1 to 10 displayed here, but there's still basically 1 to 40, about 40 images for Sentinel available. So in this case, you may even view what the Sentinel looks like in the image. This gives you the footprints. You click this, where does it cover? It just covers this region. Now, but I want to see the image and what it looks like on the screen. Click on this, show image. And it will load the image as it appears on the screen. Let's load this one, so of course it's going to be heavier. Load this. Load this. But those are apparently not that easy to load right now, but once you click on this, it gives you an overview of the coverage. But mind you, even though this one is giving you an overview of the coverage, it's giving you this window, but it's only just a small piece of it that is an image. All these sets are blank. This one is a full image. Once you click on that, it still covers the same region that the first one covered. If I deselect, see still exactly the same coverage. So I might want to disallow this. If you click on this, now a different coverage. You click on this, and now a different coverage on the side. You click on this, the other side. So you can see that as you click on this, you see the extent of the coverage of the image, with some regions having twice, thrice, 4 times the same image, four times for images covering that same exact area. So, but like I said, I'm not really too interested in Sentinel data right now. So now, since I'm not interested in Sentinel data, let me click on if SAR, no data available for the period under review. So no SAR image collected in Alaska for Anambra State. SRTM Aqua, that one we had 4 images. Let's say SRTM water body, we still have 4 images. So apparently the SRTM water body and the SRTM1 arc. Okay, the one we've downloaded so far is the SRTM water body. Now let's download the SRTM elevation data specifically. So you can still go about it through the same process. Click here to download, and you download all 4 of them. Click to show the coverage. Now this is the coverage for Anambra State. Ideally, once you click on this, it should give you the elevation data. Okay, now it's showing it. So deselect this. This is the elevation data. If you zoom in, you can see that this is now a background different from this. If I deselect this and click on, you can see this is the elevation data showing up. If I deselect this, click this. That's the elevation data for that region. Deselect. So this is basically what the elevation looks like on when I download it. These are the things I will view in QGIS. Now you can decide to download right now, and or put it in the bulk folder. I already have 4 items there. But then let me click on this to download and see what we get. Now we get 3 different possible products. BIL1 ARC, low resolution data with a size of about 6.48 megabytes. For DTED1 arc seconds, 24.76. I need JOTIF. So I'm downloading Jotif. Click on the download for Jotif. The other two I ignore. Now it's downloading that elevation data. Close this. Go to the seconds. Do the same thing. I need elevation data, so click download for that elevation data. Close. Download for the third elevation data, Jotif. Close this, and the fourth elevation data, download that one too. And download. So now you already have the elevation data in the process of being downloaded. So let's still play the old game. Put it in the bulk folder. Click. It's been added. If you scroll up, you discover that we now have 5 items in that basket. 5 items. 6 items in the basket now. Not yet selected. Now 6. No. Apparently it was adding severally. Anyway, you add this one too, and you add this. So apparently you have 10 items now. Not sure how we went about that. I should have 8, but I seem to have 10, but that's that. So now you have several items in the basket. So now that you have several items in the basket, you can scroll down, submit requests, view items in baskets, or go up, let's click these baskets, you turn there, and see what's within how it is. So can be downloaded from here. Now you have your items in your basket. You can still come back here tomorrow, and the items will still be in the basket. 8 scenes, of course. So start order. Really. So you have 4 SRTM scenes, and then 4 water body scenes. So let's try something out. Let's log out and log back in and see whether those items are still in the basket. So log out, click on this, that's log out. And now we're logged out. You can see that my name doesn't show up here anymore. You have logged in place of where my name used to be. So when you click log in, you come back, type in your username and your password, sign in. Apparently no item in the baskets. Oh, there is. Those 8 items are still there. So if I want to download this subsequently, maybe 3, 4, 5 days from now, I'll just come back, click on this. Once I get there, if you read this message here, it said that the Java-based version of the bulk download application will be retired by August 17, 2022. Until then, the application can be downloaded from here. So I can download the bulk application software from here, so that within my system, all I need to do is to click in my system, log in without logging into the internet right now, and then of course I will do the download. But I won't go into that process right now. You just click here. I don't think it's that large, so click here to download it. But of course, like they said, by August it will no longer be usable, so there's no point in downloading it. But then you have bulk download application 2.0.8. Once you download this, you can install it in your system, and then it becomes an application that you can open and then log in, and of course access the data in your basket. But you don't need to do this. You already downloaded data you need, so you can log out, and having logged out, you can close this, and then subsequently in the next set of tutorials we'll now talk about how to display this elevation data within your QGIS, and of course how to analyze it and generate elevation products from it.